can you give us a little bit of background? I want to hear a little bit about little Marshall Wilkinson and your journey on how you got onto this path in real estate development, and please enlighten us.
Sure. Okay. Well, little Marshall Wilkinson's from Long Island, New York. Like you said, I'm a second generation contractor and construction manager. So I was kind of born into this business and born around the men of that world. My dad being obviously a huge influence in my life. And, I grew up in, it's interesting because construction is we're like 20 years behind society. And, so I was born in the early 1980s, in the beginning of the 1980s. I'm 41 today. And so, the guys that I grew up around and my dad were old school mentality guys. And so that really shaped who I was and my work ethic and kind of what was required and expected of me as a youngster and kind of my trajectory as an adult. It was kind of set in stone, so to speak. But I had a normal childhood, a very good childhood in Long Island, New York. And those are happy days that I look back upon. And that was a really good time to be brought up in Long Island and visit New York City and do all that stuff in the 80s. I think it was a really great time to be around. Yeah. 80s and early 90s, but a typical normal suburban type childhood.
And prior to mobile phones, right? Like, do you remember the internet dial-up when it used to go?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I
remember when the beeper came out, man. That was a big deal.